This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome to News 25 here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. It is Thursday, October 20th.
Well, as the Nevada Supreme Court deliberates on Friday to see if Nye County will halt its hand count of paper ballots for the 2022 general election, interim Nye County Clerk Mark Comp is gearing up for early voting beginning this Saturday. Residents are already dropping off their ballots in the clerk's office, and mail-in ballots are being received. We caught up with Comp today to get an update on the process being watched on a national level.
Just want to remind voters that their ballots went out on the 10th of October. Some are still getting through the post office, so wait a few days before you call in to get a ballot. But if a ballot doesn't come in, please contact our office and we'll get you a replacement ballot. Anyone who received their mail-in ballots can either put them in the mail through the post office, or if they feel more comfortable with it, drop off your mail ballot at the clerk's office here, or the Tonopah clerk's office, or at the early voting location at the Bob Rudd Community Center. We'll have a sign and a special box there. Don't need to wait in line. Just walk right in, drop your ballot off. We'll make sure that we've got poll workers there to assist you. Actually, with this process, we're going to have more sort of poll worker hosts to help the residents and voters through the process to make it a little bit easier. Just a few things to remind folks when you get your ballot. There's two sides of the ballot, and in some races, particularly in Beatty, Amargosa, and Tonopah, there's more than one candidate you may need to select, so make sure you check that information on your ballot. Also, if you do make a mistake on your ballot by putting in two circles rather than one candidate, or more circles than is required for that race, just please mark a line right through the incorrect voter. That's the only correct way to make your correction, is to strike through the incorrect choice on your ballot before you send it in. There will be one box at the end of each aisle or row where there are the privacy screens for the voters who will be able to sit at a chair and fill out their ballot with a pen that we'll provide them. We're going to sanitize all the pens after they're done in a sanitizing machine, so nobody's going to get a pen that's not been sanitized. So there'll be actually 5 of these in the polling location, plus 1 for mail ballots only. So if you want to drop yours off at the Bob Rudd Community Center, fill it out, put it in the envelope, just like you were going to stick it in the mail, come down and you can drop it in the box that's there for mail ballots at the Bob Rudd Center. There will be an ADA compliant person for those people who are unable to fill out the circles in a mail ballot. And as always, if you need assistance from a friend or from a poll worker, they can help you fill out that ballot. There are 2 early voting polling locations, one in the Tonopah Clerk's Office and one in the Bob Rudd Community Center. We do have an early voting day at the Duckwater Community Center for the Duckwater tribe there that covers Duckwater and Current. Then on Election Day, we will have Election Day polling locations in Pahrump at Bob Rudd, Beatty, Amargosa, Round Mountain, and Tonopah. Early voting starts this Saturday, the 22nd, and runs through November 4th, every day except the Sundays in between there, and then Election Day is on the 8th. Early voting is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at all locations, and then on Election Day from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We expect to be producing election results late on Election Day, as we always have, 10:30, 11 o'clock, depending on how things go. And we have a plan to make sure we get as many of the poll ballots in that day tabulated, and we're going to be sending those up on a regular basis through secure lock boxes, through the sheriff, to the tabulating center up in Tonopah, and that's where we'll be releasing our results. We're at the Nye County Clerk's office in the Ian Deutsch complex on the corner of Floyd and Basin. And as you come in the complex, we're right on the right-hand side. And also in Tonopah at 101 Radar Road in Tonopah, Nevada. We're always here to help in any way you need. We understand that sometimes your ballots don't come through the mail. We'll make sure if you were to receive a ballot, you're going to get a ballot. And also, if you haven't registered yet, you can register at the polls anytime, even on Election Day.
Sunshine Solar Valley Project and Nye County make a new agreement. The Sunshine Valley Solar Project in Amargosa Valley has been in operation for nearly 3 years. As part of the development agreement between Sunshine Valley Solar and Nye County, the owner is required to provide an update on its operations every 2 years. At Tuesday's Board of County Commissioners meeting, Senior Asset Manager for EDP Renewables, Doug Ziegler, explained how the company is meeting those requirements. During that discussion, Nye County Director of Planning, Brett Wagner, expressed concern about the company's requirement to employ local workers.
The plant is operated by a company called NovaSource, who spun off and assumed the responsibilities of First Solar after a corporate transaction on their end. EDPR does not have any permanent local presence. NovaSource is our primary eyes and ears in the area, and we have encouraged them, as well as our other subcontractors and vendors, the extent available, to hire locally and utilize whatever resources are available. It's been a very successful project, and we're very glad to be located in Nye County and to collaborate with the community you have there.
In our development agreements, especially with projects of this nature, one of the requirements is that, all reasonable efforts are made to employ folks from our county and our towns. And my question for Doug is there any kind of oversight with your subcontractor that those efforts are being made, understanding that I'm sure there's some skilled labor needs, but are we at least watching to make sure that that does happen?
It's definitely something we continuously reinforce with our vendors, and that relates to all of our assets across the entire country. We prefer to use as much local resources as we can and partner with these communities. However, we are fairly limited in the amount of influence and control we do have via either our contracts or the fact that these are independent companies. So really all we can do is ask and encourage at this point, as well as use that as a criteria in some of our vendor selection.
In my opinion, not a commissioner, but as a planning director and responsible for making sure that things are kept in compliance with the development agreement, it particularly says that all efforts will be made. So my understanding of that would be that it's not just a want or a wish, it's a requirement. And you guys, as the new owner, have assumed all the terms of this development agreement. So I just want to ensure for the commissioners and myself and the community that that is happening.
Well, a male and female who claimed to be traveling on the roadway, not driving, refused to identify themselves and called 911 for help, even though they were with officers at the time, have been arrested by police during a traffic stop in town. The Nye County Sheriff's Office is reporting that they have arrested 2 individuals, one by the name of Rondale Tubbs and the other one by the name of Jade Gilbo. Both have been taken into custody for 1 count of unlawful use of an emergency phone number, intimidating a public officer, driving without a valid license, and 1 count of arresting on another agency's warrant. According to the declaration of arrest, Rondale Tubbs was taken into custody during a traffic stop at Highway 160 and East Wilson Road. The incident occurred on October 7th when deputies were patrolling the area around Highway 160 and 372 here in Pahrump when they observed a silver Porsche traveling northbound on the highway. They said that they observed license plates that were privately written saying tax exempt and all rights reserved. They conducted a traffic stop on the handmade plates and made contact with the driver that advised that he was not driving on the road but in fact traveling, and refused to answer questions. The driver, they say, was confrontational and refused to cooperate with the investigation and provide identification, insurance, or registration on the vehicle. Once outside the vehicle, the male provided a name of Malik Bey and stated that he was from California. The male was requested to provide a license and registration and insurance multiple times, in which the name that he gave. He was never able to produce a valid license, insurance card, or registration for that vehicle or himself. He also stated that he was in fact a private citizen. At that point, the male was taken into custody because police say that if he was issued a citation, that they believed that he would not take care of it within the courts and that he would not properly identify himself. During the traffic stop, the male called 911 several times. And in fact, police say that the female also called 911 during the traffic stop and used the emergency phone number, even though there was Nye County Sheriff's Office personnel on site who were uniformed officers, and there was no emergency happening at the time. During the search of incident to arrest, deputies say that they located multiple identification cards inside the male's wallet, including several that were out-of-state identifications, one that had the name of Jameson Bay. Bay had a full extradition warrant out of Texas and a no bail hold. Police say that Bay stated to them several times that he was going to end their life and hang them for treason. Both of the individuals were taken into custody and transported to the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center.
Don't grab that remote. If you're looking for a job, we have employment numbers for you right after this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, employment here in Nevada sees a bump in September, adding about 3,600 jobs over the month when accounting for seasonality and largely offsetting last month's decline in employment. The seasonally adjusted unemployment rate remained at 4.4% for the third month in a row, though the labor force participation rate rose from 60.3% to 60.6%. The non-seasonally adjusted rate dropped from 5.2% to 4.8%. Employment in the state's metropolitan statistical areas generally increased over the month. The Las Vegas MSA added 2,100 jobs, the Reno MSA added 1,900 jobs, and the Carson City MSA added 100 jobs. Information about unemployment in Nevada's MSAs and other local areas will be released next week once those estimates are available.
Well, although the tax season has ended, it's not too late for eligible families to claim the tax benefits they qualify for. Each household could receive up to $3,600 for each child younger than age 6 and up to $3,000 for each child between 6 and 17 years old. But a tax return must be filed by November 15th of this year due to the American Rescue Plan Act. Almost all families who qualify to receive money from the child tax credit. The law expanded eligibility, increased the amount of the tax credit, and made it fully refundable. This means even families who don't normally file taxes or have no recent income can receive the full credit amount. Anyone who has a child with a Social Security number in their household could receive the credit, even if they do not have a Social Security number themselves. To receive the credit, families can use the Get cdc.org/NV3 to file a simplified tax return through November 15th. And if you missed any of that, you can go to our KPVM Facebook page to see that post about the child tax credit.
And in today's Great Computer Deals, Josh Osborne is talking to us about a concern many of us have about our computers and wireless connections.
Josh Osborne here with Brump's own Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today's topic, the most common issues we see at our computer repair center and how to avoid them, part 4. You think the biggest technology issue facing our customers this day and age would be their lack of computer knowledge. But that's actually not the case at all. You'd be surprised to find that over 50% of the problems that we help people solve are completely avoidable regardless of a customer's computer literacy. Today's topic and issue, wireless connection problems at home. Wireless internet is so hard to live without these days. Everything from banking, modern communication, even watching television requires it. This Wi-Fi convenience would be very tough to use if not for the help of a little friend we call the wireless router. Yet, so many people seem to have issues with theirs. From password problems to lack of range throughout their house, we've seen it all. And in most cases, these problems are completely avoidable and, more importantly, fixable. So, how do we avoid the issues? Well, for starters, when you first have your internet service installed, very important to be involved with the technician doing the work. Make sure that router that you're providing you is sufficient for your needs and, more importantly, your house size. Sometimes the model of router they rent to you is fairly low end and doesn't really offer really good coverage. It is your right to be able to purchase a better router on your own and have that same technician install it for you. This will also save you that monthly charge that they add to your bill for renting their cheaper router. Be sure to ask them to install the device in a central location of your home so that every single room gets a balanced signal for wireless internet access. The last important thing to know is your router's Wi-Fi name and password. These details will be very important to getting your various devices connected to the internet. Computers, smart TVs, tablets, wireless printers. Make sure to log those credentials in several locations and possibly even on a sticky note attached to the router itself. Still need help? Come on down to our store. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, across the street from Pizza Hut and in the same plaza as Game Corner Arcade and Fun Center. Or just give us a call, 775-990-8833. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 3. Anyway, that's it for today's lesson. I will catch you guys on the next one.
And as we head into our break, here's a word from one of our sponsors.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
Hi, I'm Peaches from Spring Mountain Medical, your hometown health and wellness provider. Today, I'm going to talk to you about pain. I'll bet you didn't know that pain can be managed without medication. It's a fact that many of my patients come to our practice conditioned to think that masking pain problems is a job for medication alone. The good news is that we have solutions that make medication the last line of treatment. Often, issues related to pain are psychosomatic. An evaluation that starts with an assessment of your mental and emotional outlook could be the key to permanent pain relief. Once we build your proper mindset about your health, we can explore additional treatment options, including proper medication if necessary. If you're suffering from pain in your back, neck, shoulders, or legs, schedule an appointment today. I'm Peaches Duan with Spring Mountain Medical, and this has been your Medical Minute.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, in today's Save a Pet, we're introducing you to a beautiful dog. And it's hard to believe he was found abandoned in Shoshone, hiding under a vehicle next to the highway. Pat Lemming is introducing us to a chow named my favorite color, red.
Today's Save a Pet segment is made possible by Realty Executives in Action. Put the team at Realty Executives in action for you.
Hi, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Red. He is a chow mix, and he is about 2 years old. We found him running in the desert, and he was under a car. We don't know how long he'd been there, but we were able to get him out and bring him in. And he's just a baby. He's just a sweet, sweet man once he gets to know you, but it does take him a minute to be able to trust you because he has been abused, and it's going to take him some time to build that trust with you. He's a very, very sweet, loving guy once he gets to accept you. As you can see, he loves being petted. He loves being involved. He loves to go for walks. That's his most important thing is for him to go for a walk. That we are at Never Forgotten Animal Society at 520 East Street on the corner of Wilson and East Street in Pahrump, right behind Wells Fargo Bank. Our number is 775-537-8674. We are open Monday through Saturday from 10 until 5 every day. No appointments are necessary. You're welcome to come in anytime and visit all of our animals. We have 13 puppies. We've got a bunch of adult dogs. We've got Chihuahuas. So anytime you're in the area, please feel free to stop by and say hi to these wonderful guys. And we hope to see you. Thank you.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
You know, I think Red would really like it at my house in this weather because I would be cuddling with him.
Aww.
It's getting cooler.
Yes, it is. It is gorgeous outside, and we'll take a closer look at that cuddling weather when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios, treating yourself right on a Thursday night. It's Thirsty Thursday, don't you know? And look at this Thirsty Thursday weather map. Fernley, 78 degrees. Weather Twins in Fallon and Carson City at 79. All the cool kids are hanging out in Tonopah with the Cool Spot Award at 73. Beatty chasing at 74. Wow, Beatty up to 83. Nice weather, Beatty. Good job. 87 out in Amargosa. That's the hot spot. Las Vegas, still good pool weather at 84 degrees. And out in Death Valley, it's getting downright reasonable. 98 degrees. Good job. Here in the Paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look. 83 degrees. That's our current temperature. 86 just a little bit earlier. Feel pretty good. Winds out of the west-southwest to 5 miles per hour. Nice afternoon. Beautiful day. Humidity bone dry at 11%. Sun woke up this morning at 6:55. That seemed a little late. Sleeping late, sun? What's going on? Going to bed early, I see. 6:01. Wow. Heading for a low tonight at 55 degrees. Easterly winds to 5 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight. It's going to be gorgeous star watching. And as we head on into the week, what do we see? Sunshine. Well, we get sunshine, a little mix of sunshine. One little bit of cloud coming out on Saturday. Look at those winds on Saturday, 27 mile per hour average gusts. We're going to see stuff at 35 and 40 mile per hour, I can guarantee. But even with the clouds, there's only an 8% chance of rain. So we're not even going to mention it, except for I think it might rain. Yeah, I'd take the over on that at 8%. Let's see, 16 mile per hour wind Sunday sounds pretty good, except for the temperatures dropped to 65. We do a rebuilding effort under sunny skies and light winds throughout the rest of the week, end up about 69, 70 degrees. We'll see what it turns into on Thursday. But in the meantime, batting the hatches for this weekend. All right, back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Good night. We'll
Good
see you.
night.
We'll see you tomorrow.